All right, we are live here Friday, May 8th at 1 o'clock. I'm Dana D'Angelo with Howard Hanna Real Estate. And I have Janelle Kurtzman here with me. If you are watching, if you could just say hi or leave a comment, making sure that you can hear me. One week, there was a week with zero audio, which was a little bit challenging. So if you're watching this, please just give me a like or a comment letting me know. We are going to be talking interior design today. So if you know somebody who would like to watch this, please share it with them. I really appreciate it. Oh, we got people saying hi. Awesome. I can see that in the comments. Fantastic. This new streaming I'm using shows me the comments right away. So hopefully I'll be able to reply if anyone has questions as we're going. We will try to get your questions answered. In past weeks, I've had a little bit of difficulty in not being able to see the comments until after the fact. So I'm Dana D'Angelo with Howard Hanna Real Estate, and this is Janelle Kurtzman here with me from Janelle Kurtzman Interior Design. Obviously, she's an interior designer. So Janelle, I'm wondering, can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Hey, Dana. Great to be here today on this spring-like day. It's a little snowy, but we're trying to forget that here in Buffalo. Looking out my window, I see a few flakes. But anyhow, I am an interior designer. I have had more than 25 years experience in interior design. Started out doing commercial work, which I bring a lot of those aspects of commercial work into my residential work now. I do both residential and commercial combined. I have a variety of clients. Some people prefer to do a one-time consultation. Other clients are ongoing projects right from the very beginning, pre-planning stages even. And then I supervise everything right up until the installation of the products in their office.
Say that again? I didn't hear that.
Or their office.
Oh, okay. Right.
Business, which now actually our place of business is our home for a while.
Right. Combining the two a bit.
Right. Exactly.
Awesome. So yeah, I love that you start right from the beginning of the pre-planning and can go with clients all the way through the process. Do people usually come to you for like one room or space, or do sometimes they come to you for like an entire house or project?
That actually varies between clients. Every client is different. The one thing I will tell any person that is anticipating maybe hiring an interior designer is never, ever too early to start. Whether it's going to be a one-room plan to renovate maybe your great room or your kitchen, start thinking about it. You can think about it and write down ideas, gather ideas on the internet, make notes, pick out pictures that you like, start a Pinterest page.
Yeah, so I think that leads me into my first question, actually, Janelle. Okay. I was going to ask you, like, if people are starting, they're at home and they're like, oh, I'm sick of this room, I want to redesign it. What are your, like, where should they start, first steps to take to create like a cohesive design for a room or space they want to like redo?
I think the first thing you should do is look at your house. You've been in it for a while, and ask yourself, who's echoing? I hear an echo.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not hearing an echo on my end.
Just ask yourself, what's my favorite room in the house? Like, what room do I want to spend time changing or spend money changing? And once you decide that room, ask yourself, what do I like about the room and what do I don't like about the room? Is there a special piece that you want to keep, or, you know, do we want to work around that? Or do you like everything in the room and you want to maybe change the paint color? I mean, that's a simple way to change something. You have to kind of do a little survey with yourself and a survey with now the people that are around you, whether they're your kids, your significant other, your spouse, your pets. How do you guys function in that space, and what do you see it functioning as in the future? So start taking notes, like mental notes. And like I said, start collecting all of those Pinterest pages and all that kind of stuff. And then if you want to meet with an interior designer, then you'll be ready and you'll be set to go.
Right. Yeah, it's important to like consider what you're doing with the room now and like what it might be in the future. I was actually just talking with my fiance earlier today. We have this guest bedroom, and when I bought the house, it's been painted lime green, and I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
care about this bedroom. I didn't really use it. And it's just always been lime green. So now that we're home more, I'm like, well, why don't we spend the time painting the bedroom? And we were like, well, what color? And we're like, let's just go with a neutral gray, because
Mm-hmm.
eventually, maybe one day, it'd probably be like a child's room or something. And we can add to that like a color scheme later down the road. And, we're like, let's just go neutral for now, since how we don't use the
Mm-hmm.
room a ton, but then later it can be changed without having to repaint the whole room or whatever. So I
Yes,
think that's
absolutely.
smart to think about the future as well and what that
Oh
room.
yeah, definitely. And I think people are looking, your home should be your happy place. And if it's not, then you're in trouble these last few weeks. So I think people are looking to figure out, okay, if it's not my happy place the way it is, how can we make it our happy place?
Right,
So maybe
absolutely.
converting that extra bedroom in that guest bedroom into a slash office happy place or office guest room that, one person in the family can go in there and do their office work while the other one does it at the kitchen table now. So
I was gonna say, do you have a lot of people reaching out to you about like changing like a bedroom or a guest room or something like that, or like a
that's
space
the
in your
predicted
offices?
future. The predicted future is that people are going to be looking at their houses, the new houses that they're looking to buy through you or that they're looking to add on once they have a house. They're looking at it as what's the future is going to be like. And if they're at home again working, how are they going to convert that? And how can I use that space? I'm sure when you walk them through a house, either now virtually or when you ever get to walk them through another house
Mm-hmm.
again, in person, they'll be looking at the spaces going, well, now if we do have to work at home, how can we can make this work again if we have kids or whatever. So
Right, that's very true. And I bet people are using a lot of unique spaces as offices.
oh, I'm sure. Yes.
I've actually always had a desk. I'm actually sitting right now in my upstairs hallway has like extra room, so it's not a
Hmm.
loft. It's not big enough to be considered what I would consider a loft space, but it's big enough for a desk. And I've just always used that as my like little office space. But as I'm working from home more and more, I'm like, oh, and a room would be nice for this. So looking for some more space.
Absolutely.
Um, so I think you kind of answered this question a little bit when we were answering the other one. Do you have to change everything in a room to redesign the space?
I would say definitely not. Sometimes it's just a matter of rearranging the furniture. I mean, so many of us walk into our spaces every day and don't even realize what they're looking at. They're so used to walking in there, sitting on the couch, sitting on the chair, that they don't even realize, like, oh, if I moved it out like a foot from the wall and moved the table over and angled the chair, it would be a totally different room.
Right.
So, I think take a look at the floor plan, and also sort out the stuff you don't want in that room. Sort it out and unclutter your room, and then you've got another look too. Also, you can always just add, like I said, you can add paint, you can add accessories, um, new area rugs,
Yeah.
plants. Plants are great. They make everybody a happier space.
Hmm.
So no, you don't have to change everything.
Yeah, and like you said,
Do an evaluation.
I was gonna say, like you said, think about what's working for you and what's not in that room, and keep
Hmm.
what is and change what isn't. One time I just painted my living room a lighter color after several years of living here, and it just felt so much more spacious just from changing the color of the room.
Hmm. Or think
Um,
about just adding an accent wall somewhere. You don't have to repaint the whole room even. Just pick,
right.
if you add some new summer pillows, pick the color out of one of those pillows and add it as a backdrop on your fireplace or something.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Hmm.
Just even changing one wall.
Yep.
Um, my another question I have for you is how important is it for your design or style to flow through an entire house? Um, I tend to like pick different themes or colors for each room, but then I'm like, I don't know if the house really flows. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think a house should. I mean, I think everybody kind of develops their own personal style and their color for whether they like a warm palette, a cool palette. So your house will probably your home or your business is going to tend to lend itself to one of those cohesive styles throughout. But that doesn't mean you can't accent another room with a little. if you're more of a traditionalist, but now if you're going to convert your guest bedroom into an office, you might want to do more of a minimalist modern look, just because it's a less heavy look and it's a more streamlined, and you need more room for more business things in there. So it doesn't necessarily have to. I think things should flow together, but I don't think they should be boring. I think it adds some life in there and spice it up with either.
Right. You don't want every room in the house to look exactly the same, right?
Right, exactly. Or even with furniture styles. I mean, if you have an heirloom side table that was your grandma's and you have a contemporary great room, I mean, put that down and put that next to the couch and put a contemporary lamp on top of it. It's going to make it more your personal style.
Right. I don't know if you can see, but in the comments there, we have a question from Stacy Gold. She says, if you're going to sell your house, what are the most important things to do to prepare? Like take up wall-to-wall carpeting, install hardwood floors, paint fireplace bricks. I don't know if you have an opinion on that, and I can follow up as well with some things that I noticed, but.
Well, I think, because I'm sure you get asked that all the time when somebody wants to list their house, right, Dana? Mm-hmm. So from my point of view is you want to paint, as far as the paint colors in the house, they can have a little bit of life to them, a little bit of color, but if you have a bright orange room upstairs, you might want to repaint that. Right. A lot of people can visualize what that's going to look like. Also, get rid of the extra clutter and the extra furniture. As far as having carpeting versus hardwood, hardwood, is the trend right now. However, I think you have to weigh, and you can, come in on this too, Dana. You have to weigh what the value is of what you're going to get out of the house. Is it going to be worth it to put the hardwood, or would somebody rather just buy it with the carpet and do their own thing later? So I think you would probably be able to evaluate that more than I. Yes,
actually, I 100% agree with what you said about like carpet versus hardwood. I usually tell clients, again, it depends how far out you're looking. Are you looking to sell in a year? Or are you looking to sell in a month? You're not going to replace the carpet and do all new hardwood floors in 1 month's time, probably. It also depends on the carpet. Is it bright green? Is it purple?
Yeah, I guess that's true too. Yes.
Yeah. Is it really stained?
If it's so garish that, if you got like orange and gold shag, you got to get rid of that.
Right. So, you always want a house to look clean and updated.
Correct.
But I typically say don't put a ton of extra money into something.
Because 9 times out of 10, the person moving in is going to want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah. And if, you have a really terrible looking carpet for some reason that needs to be replaced before you sell, typically the lower cost option is to replace it with another carpet or something like that. As long as it's clean and neutral looking, that's typically a very good option without spending all the money and time to install the hardwood floors.
Yes, correct. I would agree with that too.
Yeah. If like I always say, if say you have carpet down, but you have hardwoods under those carpets, letting your agent know so that they can advertise that, hey, the next person can pull up the carpets and refinish them easy enough without having to lay down a big expense for new hardwood floors if they don't want to. So if there's hardwood under those carpets, that's definitely something to let your agent know and to advertise in the listing so the buyers are aware, because a lot of people do like the hardwoods right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. I had one other question. A friend texted it to me, and I was wondering, she was wondering, what if you have a very small budget, what is some really cheaper things you could do that makes a big impact in a room?
Okay, so she wants to do a costly change, a non-costly change.
Non-costly change, but what would have the biggest impact if? Definitely
paint.
Paint, yeah. That was probably what I thought.
The number one. That has the biggest impact because that's going to be your surrounding wall, your walls, or your one wall accent, whatever. Definitely paint's going to take probably the biggest. Second, and that's really, if you can paint yourself, it's a matter of a gallon of paint. Paint's cheap, but it's,
it's not super expensive.
Furniture, you can always add, like I said, accessories. And I'm a big fan of changing your pillows out, changing your throws, area rugs. Something like that.
Or like even you said, just changing the layout of the room with the furniture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you just change things around, sometimes I'll go into somebody's house and I'll say, they're like, oh, I don't know what to do in here, and I just move a couple of pieces around. They're like, wow, I never thought about it. I've been looking at it that way for like 10 years now. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing what some like change in furniture, even like you said, even just changing it around in the room can change it a lot. So awesome. Well, I don't see any other questions in the comments right now. If people are watching this after the fact and want to add some questions in the comments, myself or Janelle can get back to you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to also put in Janelle's contact information in the comments. So if anyone is interested in talking with an interior designer and possibly hiring an interior designer to help redesign or redecorate one room or multiple rooms in their house, or she helps with commercial spaces and offices as well. Right. Please reach out. Thank you so much, Janelle, for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Dana. It was great. We'll have to meet up again.
Definitely. I think this was helpful to the viewers. So, all right. Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, everybody.